May I commence the proceedings, my lord? Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர்ச்சிறந்த திராவிட நல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Now I request the Additional Advocate General to give welcome address.
My Lord, the Hon'ble Chief Justice of the Chartered Madras High Court, my Lord, the Hon'ble Administrative Judge, Thiru Justice Paresh Upadhyay, my Lords, the Hon'ble Companion Judges of our High Court, Mr. R. Shanmugasundaram, Learned Advocate General for the State of Tamil Nadu, Mr. R. Bhaskaran, my brother, Additional Advocate General, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, Mrs. Victoria Gauri, Assistant Solicitor General of India, Mr. P. Tilakumar, Government Pleader, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, the President, Secretary and Office Bearers of the Bar Association and Women's Advocates Association of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, the Special Government Pleaders, Additional Public Prosecutors, and other officers representing the State of Tamil Nadu in Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, Senior Advocates, Registrar Judicial, Registrar Admin, and other officers and staff of the Registry of the Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, the young members of the Bar, the press and media, all other present on this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam. As Additional Advocate General for the State of Tamil Nadu on 2012-21, I welcomed Hon'ble Thiru Justice Munishwarnath Bhandari as Acting Chief Justice to the Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, and now once again I am honored to wholeheartedly welcome His Lordship as a Chief Justice of the Chartered Madras High Court. We all know our Honorable Chief Justice was appointed as a judge to the Rajasthan High Court in 2007 and was later transferred to the Allahabad High Court in 2019, where he was acting Chief Justice from June to October 2021 and later assumed charge as acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court in November 2021. While assuming charge as ACJ, Lordship felt proud to be associated with our High Court, which had a hoary tradition and many famous and eminent juries has adorned this bench. During his tenure as ACJ in our Chartered High Court, His Lordship was pleased to pass verdicts in several notable cases pertaining to the water bodies protection, education, local body election, temple-related issues and environments. His Lordship, as Acting Chief Justice, has inaugurated 84 additional law chambers, connecting corridor and residential apartments for the Honorable Judges, and laid foundation stone for the additional law officers block in the premises of the Madurai Bench on 29/1/2022. His Lordship, as Acting Chief Justice, had graciously approved the conduct of the T20 cricket match between the CJ11 and the AAG11 on Madurai on 19/3/2022. On 28/3/22, His Lordship has administered oath of office to the Honorable Mr. Justice Nidumolu Mala and Honorable Mr. Justice S. Soundar, by which the working strength of our High Court increases 6 to 61 as against the sanctioned strength of 75 judges. His Lordship has been appointed as a Chief Justice of our High Court on 10/2/2022 and assumed charge on 14th February 2022. I take this opportunity to remember the speech of our Honorable Chief Justice after assuming charge as a Chief Justice of our High Court that he would leave no stone unturned to deliver justice to the common people of Tamil Nadu. And during his acceptance speech on felicitation ceremony held at Principal Bench, our Honorable Chief Justice has said that to reduce the pendency of cases, the bar and bench shall work together, and the bar of our High Court is extending its full cooperation for that. Lordship has added that he was aware of the issues faced by the bar and promised to work towards sorting out all of them. My lords, even while welcoming your Lordship as acting Chief Justice, I spoke sufficient about the pride of the Madurai city and Madurai bench. I don't want to repeat it as for the second time. While offering my felicitation now, I'll hail for His Lordship's attaining the notable distinction of becoming the Chief Justice of the second oldest High Court in the country. We wish your Lordship a successful tenure as Chief Justice of the Chartered High Court at Tamil Nadu. Once again, I welcome the Honorable Chief Justice to the Chartered High Court, thanking you one and all. With this, I conclude my welcome speech.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the President, Madras High Court Madurai Bench Advocates Association to give welcome address.
Esteemed Your Lordship, Honorable Mr. Justice Munisarnath Bhandari, Chief Justice of our Great High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Paresh Upadhyay, Administrative Judge of this prestigious Madurai bench, Honorable companion judges, law officers, and presidents and secretaries of all the associations, Honorable registrars, Honorable Advocate, Additional Advocate General Mr. Veera Kadravan, and worshipful senior advocates and lovable junior friends, and members of the fourth pillar of the democracy, good morning to you all. Before I commencing my speech, I, on behalf of all the advocates of Madurai bench, want to express my thanks to your Lordship for having opened the Aero Bridge connecting the main building and the law chambers, which was a demand for past several years. Today, in this pleasant morning, we all have gathered together to welcome your Lordship for the second time. And your Lordship has created a history that second time welcome is given to your Lordship. And we are very proud to welcome your Lordship at this juncture. And we won't forget your Lordship, since your forefathers have done many things for the Tamil literature. And I sure that we won't forget your Lordship, because when the Silapati, Sivaga Sindhamani and Kundalagesi are there, we will always remember your origin. And I want to quote one famous quotation by Peraringan Anna, that is, a princess cannot be without a aid. A blue rock pigeon will not live without a pair. And there will be no function without a demand, celebrity function without a demand. So I want to take only one opportunity. I have prepared several grievances of our advocates, and I will present the memorandum in the chamber. And one thing I want to mention here, that this bench was started in the year 2004. Now there are 3,000 advocates are practicing here, out of which 200 advocates are lady advocates. But for the past several years, 18 years have passed, and only 6 advocates were elevated from Madurai bench. That is Justice Nagamuthu, Justice Nisha Banu, Justice G.R. Swaminathan, Justice Bugalendi, Justice Srimati, Justice Vijaya Kumar. So we submit that your Lordship has to consider that more advocates are here who are competent to be elevated. And I submit that the Madurai advocates are not second to none in any field. So your Lordship has to consider for more advocates for elevation in this context. And I submit, your Lordship, that your Lordship has come to Madurai some few months back, and your Lordship could understand the culture and hospitality of the people of Tamil Nadu, and particularly we are having more affection towards your Lordship. And I pray Almighty to give a peaceful, pleasant, prosperous future and long live with good wealth and health. Thank you, my lord.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the Secretary, Madurai Bar Association of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court to give welcome address.
My Lord, the Hon'ble Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Hon'ble Administrative Judge of Madurai Bench, and Hon'ble Judges of on the dais, a distinguished registrar, most respectable law officer, both central and state, senior advocates, various bar presidents, secretaries, and members, and my beloved friends, advocates. On behalf, I am happy to extend my warm greeting on behalf of Madurai Bar Association of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, shortly called MBA. It is happy occasion to receive and greet our Honorable Justice in Madurai Bench. After Lordship assumption of charges from Acting Chief Justice to Honorable Chief Justice of Madras High Court, after Lordship assuming charge of Chief Justice of Madras High Court on 14th February 2022. We have opportunity only now to greet and congratulate our Lordship for becoming Chief Justice of High Court. As we have seen from Lordship administrative action and protective nature, we are sure to get the benefit in the time to come. We find that the Lordship had 13 years of distinguished association with the legal fraternity since his enrollment in 1983. Since our Lordship elevation from bar to bench in 2007, our Honorable Chief Justice has had a committed service of more than 14 years, which includes his possession of Acting Chief Justice of Allahabad and Madras High Court and enabled high courts in India. We see from the records of our Lordship has rich experience of having served of standing counsel for a number of best organizations in our country like Railways, Power Corporation, State Election Commission, Nuclear Power Corporation. The public domain is full of accolades for the significant orders of Allahabad High Court delivered during the Lordship tenure. We also note that the varied knowledge and expertise in diverse field of advocate practice our Lordship has switched over to the judiciary. Our High Court has fortunate for we are going to benefited by Lordship except guidance. At this juncture, I submit to the Lordship that the Madurai Bar Association is the oldest one. Its founding father, Thiru Velichami and his associates were instrumental in bringing the bench of Madurai bench in 2004, which benefits people of 14 districts in South Tamil Nadu. We assure to our Lordship that we dedicate our fullest cooperation to the justice delivery system is guided by our Lordship. The bar in this bench is more than happy with the infrastructure facilities existing and upcoming, and we hope our Lordship would help the Bar Association library to get back the glory after it has suffered a recent pandemic setback. After our Lordship assumed charge as Acting Chief Justice on 22/11/2021, we had occasion to greet our Lordship, while Lordship paid visit to Madurai bench and inaugurate extended infrastructure of Madurai bench. I may be permitted to recall Lordship's speech. Lordship pointed out that there is no conference hall of the function hall in the bench, and that there is an ample space available surrounded by the chambers of advocates. Identification of the church shortcoming and possible way to remedy the situation is the special nature of our Lordship. As we understand from the action of our Lordship, as our Lordship Chief Justice has rightly pointed out, in the shortcoming is remedied. The structure built will definitely benefit the entire legal fraternity of the region, leave alone bar and bench and Madurai bench. On behalf of MBA, we request the Lordship to move necessary proposal for this and make this dream come true in the tenure of his office in our High Court. We observe that just as we have a couple of fishes on the logo of Prayagraj, we have a couple of fishes in the logo of Madurai, symbolizing our belief that the city of Madurai is ruled by the celestial princess, goddess Meenakshi. We pray to the goddess Meenakshi for the health and best tenure of our Honorable Chief Justice in our High Court. With this note of prayer, I extend my warmest greeting and welcome once again to our Lordship, and wish his tenure in state be it eventful for the benefit of our legal fraternity, so also to bring our Lordship rich accolades. Thank you for giving for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the President, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court Bar Association to give welcome address.
Honorable Mr. Justice Munishwarnath Bandari, Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Honorable Mr. Paresh Upadhyaya, Administrative Judge, Madurai Bench, Honorable Companion Judges, Additional Advocate Generals Mr. Veera Kadaravan, Mr. Bhaskaran, Assistant Solicitor General Mrs. Victoria Gauri, President and Secretaries of various associations, government pleaders, special government pleaders, public prosecutors, AGPs, government advocates, additional registrar general and registrars, senior advocates, members of legal fraternity. Good morning to all. I am honored and privileged in welcoming Honorable Mr. Justice Chief Justice of Madras High Court on behalf of members of MMBA. Though your Lordship has visited Madurai as Acting Chief Justice earlier, your Lordship's first visit to Madurai after your Lordship's appointment as Chief Justice of Madras High Court, and it gives us immense pleasure in welcoming again to this temple city. We have seen your Lordship's disposal of cases for the last few months. The quick grasping of facts of the cases and immediate delivery of judgment shows your Lordship's eagerness to do justice to the litigants and to the society. The dispensation of justice by your Lordships without fear or favor gives the litigants more and more confidence over the judiciary. Your Lordship's concern over the encroachment of water bodies reflects your Lordship's keen interest in preservation of the ecosystem. We thank your Lordship for the early completion of the additional chambers and request your Lordship to allot the same to the advocates as early as possible. The Madurai bench will become a major within few months, and at this juncture, we would like to express our gratitude to all the honorable judges and advocates who are instrumental for its growth and dispensation of justice. Your Lordship has been an inspiration to many youngsters. I pray to Goddess Meenakshi to shower her blessings abundantly during your Lordship's tenure at this chartered High Court. With these few words, on behalf of MMBA, I wholeheartedly welcome Honorable Mr. Chief Justice to this city of temple and justice, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Madam. Now I request the President, Madurai Bench High Court Advocates Association to give welcome address.
Thanks. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Madras High Court of Madras, the Honorable Administrative Judge, and the Honorable Companion Judges of the High Court of Madras and Madurai Bench, Learned Additional Advocate General 3, Learned Additional Advocate General 7, Additional Solicitor General, Government Pleader, Additional Government Pleaders, Additional Public Prosecutors, Government Law Officers attached to the Central and State Government, Bar Council members of Tamil Nadu, Senior Advocates, Additional Registrar General, Registrar Admin, Registrar IT, Presidents and Secretaries of our Bar Associations, MBA, MAHA, MMBA, and WEA, and staffs of the High Court, respected advocates, my dear junior advocates, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of the members of the Madurai Bench High Court Advocate Association, I would like to congratulate our Lordship on your assumption of office of Chief Justice of this Honorable High Court. Today, it is my unique privilege to extend my cordial welcome to the Honorable our Chief Justice, High Court of Madras, on behalf of our Bar Associations. I assure our Lordship our wholehearted and unrestricted cooperation and wish your Lordship's successful and memorable tenure as Office of the Madras High Court, as Chief Justice Office of the Madras High Court. Your Lordship, we know, we well aware, everybody well aware, your Lordship's generosity is most natural and bar friendly, because during your Lordship's tenure, we have received an announcement of 10 lakhs rupees for the Advocates Welfare Fund. And sincere thanks to the government, sincere thanks to the CJ of India, and our sincere thanks to CJ and Bar Council of Tamil Nadu. And my Lord, once again, I welcome our Lordship, our Chief Justice, to the city of Goddess Meenakshi to grace your blessings from now throughout your Lordship's entire walk of your Lordship's life. Thank you, my Lord.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the Secretary, Women Advocates Association, Madras High Court, Madurai Bench to give welcome address.
Honorable Mr. Justice Munishwar Nath Mandari, Chief Justice of Madras High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Paresh Upadhyay, Administrative Judge of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court. Honorable Companion Judges, Additional Advocate Generals Mr. Veera Kadaravan Sir and Mr. Bhaskaran Sir, Assistant Solicitor General Mrs. Victoria Gauri, President and Secretaries of all the Bar Associations of Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, Additional Government Pleaders, Public Prosecutors, Special GPs and Government Advocates, Registrars, Additional Registrars, and the members of legal fraternity. Good morning to everyone on this sunny day. I am extremely delighted to welcome the Honorable Chief Justice Munishwar Nath Bandari of Madras High Court on behalf of Women Advocates Association. The name of your Lordship itself anchored confidence among the people of Tamil Nadu that justice will be delivered to them, because the holy god of majority of people of Tamil Nadu is Munishwarar, and at Madurai we call as Pandi Munishwarar. The number of times welcoming your Lordships may augment, but we welcome your Lordship Chief Justice wholeheartedly coupled with contemporary style in view of your Lordship's mode and rapid pace of rendering justice to the litigants and public at large. I would like to quote a saying of Father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi: "The future depends on what we do in the present." Accordingly, your Lordship, as Chief Justice of Madras High Court and then the Acting Chief Justice, has improved the infrastructure of the judiciary for the judges, advocates, and litigants, which is essential requirement in future for proper and swift dispensation of justice. Your Lordship has expressed inclination towards learning Tamil. I wish that Madurai Tamil slang attracts your Lordship than Madras Tamil slang. At this juncture, I would like to quote a Tirkural: "Podu nokkan vendan, varisaiya nokin, adu noki valvar palar." The explanation is that many relatives will live near a king. When they observe that he does not look on all alike, but that he looks on each man according to his merit. And accordingly, your Lordship discharges duties as Chief Justice of Madras High Court. And as your Lordship pledged in the acceptance speech to leave no stones unturned and to render justice at grassroots levels, we assure fullest cooperation from the bar in rendering justice. On behalf of Women Advocate Association, we extend our wishes and welcome your Lordship, Honorable Chief Justice of Madras High Court, to the Madurai bench. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I request your Lordship, the Honorable the Chief Justice, to give a reply.
My esteemed sister and brother judges, Madurai bench, and at Chennai also, the Additional Advocate General, Madurai bench, other Additional Advocate Generals, ASG, Member of Bar, President, Madras High Court, Madurai bench, Advocates Association, Madurai Bar Association, Madurai bench, Madras High Court, Madurai, Madurai bench of Madras High Court Bar Association, Madurai, Madurai bench High Court Advocates Association, Madurai, Women's Advocates Association, Madras High Court, Madurai bench, Madurai, and other members, secretary of all the bar association. I am really thankful to all of you for kind words, and at the same time, I would say that this is my third visit to Madurai, long-awaited visit after assumption of the charge as the Chief Justice of the High Court. I was thinking to immediately visit Madurai bench, but due to preoccupation I could not. And Thereafter also I was thinking to visit Madurai in the month of April, in the first week itself. But because of the program we received from the Office of the Chief Justice of India, I had to postpone my visit. It's really a pleasant moment for me to visit Madurai bench. The cordiality shown by all the Bar Association, the member of Bar Association, really attracts me to visit Madurai, though I would seek excuse and I feel sorry for not visiting Madurai frequently, but I would be visiting again Madurai for substantial period in the month of June, would have sitting also. Certain issues which is required to be addressed and which has been given by the Bar Association, and I feel to respond to that also, and out of which one demand, rather I would say well-deserved demand regarding elevation of the members of Bar from Madurai to the judgeship. I mean, that is what is required to be taken up, because every time we are transferring around 10 judges from Chennai to Madurai to address the litigation here, we need to strengthen the strength of Madurai bench itself, and that can be when we would be elevating the judges from Madurai bench itself. We have excellent, brilliant member of Bar Association here at Madurai, and my endeavor would be to take my brother colleagues, I mean member of Collegium, to pursue them and to see that the member of Bar from Madurai are also elevated. I am thankful to the Bar, not only of Madurai, but entire Bar of the judiciary at Tamil Nadu for expeditious disposal of the cases. Day before we had a great function when the Chief Justice of India was present at Chennai. It was first visit to Madras High Court, ever first visit, and it was a proud moment for us to seek a statement from Justice Ramasubramanian that the Madras High Court and the entire judiciary under it has given record expeditious disposal of the cases. Figure was given that as per the parameters decided by the law ministry, we were having disposal of 109%, which is the record disposal. And in the month of January, February, and March, the disposal had gone up. It was 113%. Therefore, I extend sincere thanks to the member of bars, because without their cooperation, this cannot work out or this cannot be materialized. Yesterday also I was there at Patikatai to inaugurate one of the Musif court. The infra is one of the issue which has to be taken up, and Chief Justice of India has proposed for constitution of the corporation to strengthen the infra, not only of the High Court, but the district judiciary also. And in that regard also, we extend the thanks to the Bar Association and the entire judiciary, not only to take up the issues, but to strengthen the infra of the court. And for that, we had last visit inaugurated the chamber of the bar members, a bridge also, but there are a few other issues which are required to be addressed at Madurai. One is regarding the parking. The area was selected, but I would request the judges at Madurai especially, who can take up the issue, so that the parking work or whatever land has been allocated, we should get approval and immediately start the work of the parking, because that is one of the issues required to be addressed. And one proposal I had given to construct a meeting hall. While visiting the bar, I found an area which can be used to construct a hall for the bar association or for general use, which is also a need of the bar association, because we are having 6 or 7 bar associations here. To cater the need of bar association, that is also required to be seen. Then again, I would request all the honorable judges of Madurai, especially I am saying for the judges of Madurai because they can take keen interest therein with their continuous support, because judges coming from Chennai, they remain for 3 months or so, though they also take keen interest to see whatever can be done for Madurai, but then continuous support is required from those who are having continuous sitting here. So my request would be to honorable judges, brother and sister judges who are here at Madurai to kindly take both the issues on priority so that we can facilitate the members of bar on that score also. There are few more demands. This would not be time to address that, but my endeavor would be to meet the bar members personally on the next visit, and which I am planning to visit in the month of June. At the end, I would again extend my sincere thanks to all the association, the bar members, the senior advocates for their kind words. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my lord. May I conclude the proceedings, my lord?
Yes.
National anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गादा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे